Good afternoon. I am Jaquita B, your confidence and empowerment coach, and God uses me to help women, right, be bold and overcome their circumstances that they may be going through, to overcome the things in life that has made them become stagnant, to be bold in your purpose, in your walk with Christ, right? To be bold in all things that God has called you to do, whether that be ministry, business, right? In the marketplace, wherever you are, God is calling us to be bold in this time, and He uses me to do that, right? Sometimes, in my counseling sessions, God will use me to speak whatever it is that He has given me for that particular person. So in this moment, right, God is asking us to continue to press, right? He gave me a word. You are in the home stretch, right? You're in the home stretch. What does the home stretch mean? When it says, like, when you're running a race, right, and you're in the home stretch, I looked it up, and it means you're in the final phase. You are in the final phase, the last stage of a project or a journey, okay? So that means that whatever is being thrown at you, whatever is being put in the way, it's a fly in here, y'all. It's only doing that because you're in the home stretch. The home stretch means you can see the finish line, right? You can see how far it is you have to go to cross the finish line. Because 9 times out of 10, when we are in a race, right, sometimes our race is so long that we can't tell where the finish ends. But God is saying right now that you are in the home stretch. And in the home stretch, you can see the finish line. And that makes it a little bit more harder for us to grasp our head around. It makes it a little bit more harder for us to keep pushing forward, because in the home stretch, right, we have little strength. In the home stretch, we have fought so many things to get to the place that we are right now that our strength is little to none. But can I tell you, and do you know that when you have a little strength, that God can use that little strength that you have left to continue to push you forward, okay? So I don't want to get ahead of myself, but listen, you are in the home stretch, and that means the closing portion of the race. The race that you are running, baby, you have made it to the home stretch. That means it is the smallest part of the race, of the closing of the race, okay? Between the last turn and the finish line, it's the final straightaway. So it's the final straightaway. You are in the home stretch. And I'm talking to myself, right? Because God don't give us something that He's not dealing with you in as well. So in the final stretch of this race that you are doing right now, I don't know what your race may look like. It could be your race to get over to your promised land, your race to start the business, your race to build your ministry, your race to transition, to move out of that spot where He has been calling you to move from to your new place. Your race can be anything that God has called you to in this season, and it has been a journey to travel this thing. It has been a sacrifice for you to continue to keep pressing toward where He told you to go and what He told you to do. So in this finish line, in this home stretch, right, you are really like seeing yourself cross the finish line. In the home stretch, there's no more detours, there's no more turns, there's no more contemplating which route do I need to take, because baby, it's a straightaway. You are on the straightaway to your finish line. So because I know, baby, I know I ain't telling y'all something that I don't know, that I'm not going through myself. I know it's tough because you are almost there. You are so close to the finish line that the enemy knows that you are so close. So now he's pulling out all stops and all tricks. But I am here to tell you, you're in the home stretch. Don't turn back. Don't slow down. Don't give up. Continue to run your race, whatever your race is, right? So in the home stretch, you can see the finish line. But you got to keep running. There is no time to doubt whether you're going to finish, how far you going, what place you going to make, when you going to cross the line. You are at the finish line. You can see it, okay? Right? No time for doubting or no time for looking back. And God gave me scripture, okay? Revelation 3:8 and Revelation 3:10. This is a two-part word. Revelation 3:8. And I am going to read the Message version because, baby, when it hit me so good and so strong. This fly about to drive me crazy. But listen, I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you. No, that is the New Living Translation version. I want to read the Message version. The Message version says, I see what you've done. This is Revelations 3:8. Now see what I've done. I've opened a door before you that no one can slam shut. You don't have much strength. I know that. You used what you had to keep my word. You used what you had to keep my word. You didn't deny me when times got rough. So this is God saying, even though you're in the home stretch, he sees the little strength that you have left. He sees all the good deeds that you've done, what you put your hands to, serving other people, turning the other cheek, ignoring the noise that tries to distract you. He's seen the things that you've done. You continue to spread the gospel. You continue to worship. You continue to praise his name, even when it don't feel good, even when people are doubting you, even when the naysayers are saying, God didn't tell you that, what you over there doing. God has seen your good deeds and he knows the strength that you have left. And because he knows the strength that you have left, not once did you deny his name. Not once did you turn your back on him. You may have been frustrated. You may have been crying out to him. You may have been complaining a little bit, but baby, you have not denied him and he sees that. And for that, baby, the door has been opened for you. The door, he has opened the door for you. No man can shut it. Nothing can come between you and the door. It's already open and you're in the home stretch to walk through that door. So now that you know that you're in the home stretch, right? Now that you know that God has seen what you've done, he's seen what you've done, he's seen what cards you have been dealt with, what's in your hands, and he knows that you are using exactly what you have. Baby, if you are not, and you are in the home stretch, you can see the finish line. God has been coming through for you little by little, manna here, manna there. God has been seeing the things that you have been doing, so the blessings have been coming in spurts, right? Sometimes when we are in our race, we want God to answer that thing the way that we want him to answer it. But he has been keeping us in a place to where he is testing our faith, to where he is strengthening us, to where he has to give us a little bit at a time or do this or do that so that we can continue to endure and persevere. Because in the next level, we're going to need all the strength that we have. In the next level, we're going to need the oil that we gain through this race. In the next level, we're going to need to be able to encourage ourselves. We have to be able to go into this next door with a new level of strength, with new wineskin, with new oil, with new tactics to be able to warfare, to be able to go through this door and know that God is with us. But what happens when you go to a new level? Baby, you experience new devils. So the point of you going through this race and it being so long and so daunting and so tiring is so that God can strengthen you up to learn how to go to war, to strengthen you up to learn how to encourage yourself in the midst of the storm, to strengthen you up so, baby, the oil can flow. He got to press you so the oil will be able to flow in the way that it needs to flow. So you are in the home stretch. Do not doubt. Do not turn back. Use what you have in your hands. Only if it's just a little bit. Only if you're working off of a little bit of strength, baby. Put on your full armor of God in whatever capacity that you have left and make it to the finish line. Okay? So in that, right? When you are in the home stretch, it's the hardest distance to cover. Because you got to think about it. You've already ran the race, right? And in the race, you may have gotten some cramps along the way. You may have become so tired that you wanted to give up. Your shortness of breath, your chest might be hurting, right? But when you get to that the home stretch, and you see the finish line, it is the hardest distance to cover because you have become weakened. You don't have as much strength as you had before. In the home stretch is where you have to encourage yourself the most. You got to talk to yourself. I don't know if anybody on here looking at, and if you have ever ran a race. I'm prior military, so baby, we used to have to run them 2 miles. And in the home stretch and looking at the finish line, baby, I'm in my mind and I'm talking to myself. I'm encouraging myself. Okay, now it's the time to speed up. Okay, you got this. Come on, don't stop now. Keep going, keep going. Control your breathing. You can see the finish line. And listen, in the home stretch, who's cheering you on? You got to know who's in your corner and who's cheering you on, because I need you to know that the people who God is sitting in that time of your home, being in your home stretch, baby, he gonna use them to pump you up. He gonna use them to call out your name, to cheer you on. So whoever is with you and connected to you in the home stretch matters, okay? It matters. It matters who is motivating you and supporting you and loving on you while you are enduring your race and when you make it to the home stretch, because you're gonna need them. That cheering you on and that support once you on your way to the finish line, baby, it's gonna give you another level of strength. It's gonna help motivate you. It's gonna bring forth that energy that's at the lowest of the lowest now. But when you hear people start cheering you on and calling your name, baby, you get another type of energy about you, and you like, okay, I'm coasting, okay. I'm finna finish my race. Okay. I'm here now. Ain't no turning back. I'm here now. I'm keep going. So this is the part. You are in the home stretch of going through the open door, of reaching your promised land, of the promise coming to pass. Whatever the promise is that God has given you, whether it's marriage, okay? Whether it's business, whether it's ministry, whatever the promise is that he has given you to make you ruler over much, to go in and possess the land, to give you a land that you didn't have to work for. Whatever your promise is, you are in the home stretch to take hold of that thing, to cross over to that thing, to possess that thing, okay? So listen to me. Keep feeding your mind what God has promised you in the midst of reaching the finish line. The finish line is so close. That's what the home stretch means. You are in the finish. You are almost at the finish line, right? Keep looking beyond where you are. Oh, that's good. Don't stop. Keep looking beyond where you are. The closer you get to the home stretch, baby, it look desolate. Baby, it look dry. It look like it's dark around you. It look like what God said ain't coming to pass. But when you get in the home stretch, let me tell you something. Look beyond where you are. Look at the place where God said that's where you shall end at. Look beyond the thing that is in front of you. Look beyond that and see yourself where God says he's going to take you. See yourself having that thing that God says you can have. Be bold in crossing the finish line. Be bold in telling the enemy, oh, no, bro, your time up. Because I can see the finish line, and ain't nothing you throw at me is going to get me to stop. Ain't nothing you do in this time right now can separate me from the love of God, can stop the hand of God from moving in my life. So I need you to look beyond where you are, and don't get so caught up in your emotions. Check them emotions, right? Encourage yourself, speak to yourself, and keep running. Keep running toward the mark. Keep running, baby, because you in the home stretch. The home stretch means you have, I looked it up. It says it is the last 1/8 to 1/4 mile of the race. So you telling me you in the home stretch and you only got an 1/8 to a 1/4 mile left, and you're going to allow the enemy to let his tricks and whatever put some fear in your heart, or make you feel like discourage you, to make you feel like that ain't what God said. No, ma'am, no, sir. You got to encourage yourself in the home stretch. You got to know that you got to know, and you got to keep running. That should give you the most motivation. It's like, oh, yes, I can see the finish line. And I'm going to tell you something, right? God will come and he will do something. And then after he do one thing, the enemy come in and make it seem like, dang, I know God said this. The enemy will come in and make it look like what you just did was a mistake, or make you feel like you are confused about that thing God told you to do because it didn't work the way that you wanted it to work. But I am here to tell you, you are in the home stretch. Do not give up. Do not doubt. Do not throw in the towel. Keep sweating. Keep putting in the work, and keep believing and trusting in God. The home stretch is the hardest part of your journey, but you've made it this far. Why would God bring you this far to leave you now? Why would God bring you to this place in this time to leave you now? Why would he do that? He is not a God that's going to dangle things in front of your face and don't push you to the completion of that thing. He will not leave you. He is right there with you. Don't doubt him. Do not fear. Do not allow what you see and your emotions to get you in a place of discouragement, because you're at the end of that thing. And it may not even look like you're at the end of it, but the way that you know that you are in the home stretch is God testing your obedience. He told you to do something and you did it, and then it turned around and it looks like what you did is not a part of the process to get you to the finish line. But I'm here to tell you, it is all a part of the process. Everything is going to work for your good. Because you're in the last stretch of your race, the enemy is pulling out everything. Don't get confused. Keep your mind on what God said. I did a challenge of 30 days of standing on God's promises. And now I know why he told me to do that. He told me to do the 30 days of standing on God's promises to prepare for the home stretch, because that's what I and what we have to do. Continue to stand on his promises through the home stretch, because that's what's going to keep us grounded. That's what's going to help our faith stand firm. The promises of God and knowing them and standing on them. So if you didn't catch the Standing on God's Promises challenge, you can go back to the videos that are listed on my page and get familiar with them. I also have a 30-day promise journal, right? You can go and you can purchase that journal. It lists all of the 30 days of the promises plus prayer points, and it allows you to write down your own personal promises that God has given you so that you can keep track of them, so that you can begin to pray, write them down, make the vision plain, pray over them, and ask God, what are the acts of faith that I need to put in place for my specific promise to come to pass? Those 30 days of promises, I'm telling you, when that doubt creeps in, when that enemy try to pull the wool over your head, when you know God promises, it's not going to affect you the way that the enemy think it's going to affect you. So tune in and get that. I'll have a link below, or whatever platform you're on. I'll have a link somewhere. You'll be able to go ahead and get that promise journal. 30 days of standing on God's promises. And I'm just going over my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. So in the home stretch, right? In your race, you have gained wisdom. You have gained strength. And everything that you have gained during this race, you're going to have to pull it all out in this home stretch. All of it. You got to lay it all out. Give it all you got in this home stretch. You know, when you run in a race, that last little eighth of a mile or quarter of a mile of the race, you giving it all you got. You pumping your arms. Your legs starting to speed up. They hurt. Everything hurt, right? Everything hurt, and everything don't look like you don't feel what you need to feel. Like you feel like you don't have enough breath to finish. But baby, you got to give it all you got in this home stretch. What is all you got when it concerns the promises of God and reaching the finish line? It is your faith, baby. Give it all the faith that you got, okay? Give it all the strength that you built up. Whatever God has taught you in this time, baby, you got to pull it all out in this time of the home stretch, because you got to reach the finish line. Lay it all out. And when you lay it all out, baby, God going to meet you with the rest that you need to continue to walk through the door, to continue to possess the promised land, okay? Now listen. The enemy mad because he know you close. He know you close, and God is going to see you through. The more you keep running, the more you keep pressing, God is going to see you through. Listen, don't fret. Don't worry. I had a whole temper tantrum yesterday. And in that, God gave me this word. Don't fret. Don't worry. Right? You're in the home stretch. The door has already been opened. The way has already been made. You've already crossed over into the promised land. Now you are getting ready to possess the land. You are getting ready to walk through the open door. The door that God has given you, no man can close it. No man can shut it. No man can open it. No man can shut it. No man can come in between it. It already has been opened. It already has been opened. And now you're at the home stretch to walk through the door. And just because you're in the home stretch and you can see the finish line, don't put your guard down. Stay armored up. Continue to stay armored up. Continue to pray. Continue to fast. Continue to read your word. Stay armored up. Just because you can see the finish line is near, do not let your guard down. Don't get comfortable in the home stretch, because you see that the finish line is there. But don't let your guard down. Stay armored up. Stay prayed up. Continue to fast. Continue to read your word. Right? And the second part of this word was Revelation 3:10. Because you kept my word and passionate patience, I'll keep you safe in the time of testing that will be here soon, and all over the earth, every man, woman, and child put to test. When you make it through the open door, when you get past the home stretch and you've made it through this season, this part where God has you, this part of your journey, God is saying, because you were so patient in keeping my word, what's getting ready to hit the earth and what's getting ready to happen, He is going to keep you safe because you stood on business. You stood on His word. You stood on His promises, and you were so patient during all of it. He is going to keep you safe, because we're getting ready to endure some difficult times that we're not going to be at. We don't understand how or what, but God is going to keep you safe because you patiently kept His word in the testing that is getting ready to come, in the trial, in what's getting ready to hit the earth. He is going to keep you safe. He's going to keep you safe. So keep that in mind. That's all I have for you guys. You're in the home stretch. You're in the home stretch. Nothing, no one, nobody, no man, no devil in hell, no enemy can do to stop you. So don't stop yourself. Keep fighting, keep pressing, and keep moving. And until next time, spread love, seek light, and mind your blessings. Bye.